Tonight, a husband is upset after finding a picture of a nearly nude man on his wife's cell phone.
Turns out that picture came from her boss, and he's a man with a very high-profile job.
Tonight, a local judge is telling Charlie LaDuff he's proud of that photo, and he believes he did nothing wrong.
How would you feel if your spouse's boss sent her a photograph of him nude in the shower? Would you be upset? Would she be upset? Is it even legal? I went to ask the judge himself. He seemed happy.
Hot dog. Yep, that's me. Yeah, no shooting, no shame in my game.
I see.
I ain't talking to nobody else's wife. Shoot.
Tastefully cropped, I might add.
Well, thank you. Thank you. See? You can almost get that here and now.
Circuit Court Judge Wade Mccree is pleased with himself, but the man who found the photographs in his wife's cell phone is not happy. After all, she works for the judge, and the photo was sent from the judge's phone.
Highly inappropriate.
What does this say about this guy's character?
It says a lot that is flawed. He's not what he appears to be. He's not what he appears to be, at least not to the general public, because he has access to kids. He has access to different charitable functions. He's being looked upon as being some great figure. But as you can see, according to the picture, you see what he's really all about.
So no other women would send me this? You haven't sent it out to anyone else?
Oh, yeah, I've sent that out to other women, sure.
And that's all right with your wife?
Yes, you know what I mean? There's nothing nude about it. I am in no more clothes than I'll be at the Y this afternoon when I swim my mile.
The husband is filing a complaint with the prosecutor and the Judicial Tenure Commission. Will the judge lose his job? Fox 2 legal analyst Charlie Langton says probably.
If you take your cell phone and you send naked pictures to people, that's called sexting. High school kids do it these days. I wasn't aware that judges do it too. I mean, it's borderline criminal. And weird. Yeah, you take it.
You'd think Judge Mccree would know better. He handles sex misconducts and pornography cases, after all. And you'd think the judge would know better, considering the humiliating end of the career of Congressman Anthony Weiner just a few months ago for sending less racy photographs to women he didn't know. Do you want to apologize to the guy, though he's off?
Oh, well, sure. I mean, certainly. I mean, how he got it, first of all, is amazing to me. How it got through to, now, is he saying that he got it, or is he saying, I know it's hearsay, and I don't want to get all the legal stuff, or is he saying that this found its way to his wife's phone?
He got it in his wife's phone.
Okay, he got it out of his wife's phone. Okay, now, how did she say she got it?
From you.
She said she got it from me? Is that through him, or she told you?
Through him.
Oh, so it's still hearsay. Oh.
He is pretty fit.
Oh, I know, but...
A lot to be proud of.
I know, but what's he fit for, though? Not fit for not to be a judge.
Do you have that?
No. No, I don't.
You should see the one
Why would I have this?
What if you did get that? What would you do?
I delete that mess. Delete it. Hey, for me, I got a husband. I don't need to look at another man. No, why would I have this?
That's what the husband's saying. He's annoyed.
What kind of man would send this to a married woman, knowing that he's a married man himself?
And a judge.
Less than a judge.
Judge Mccree in the courtroom. Charlie Duff, Fox 2 News.
Judge Mccree has appeared on Let It Rip many times, preaching self-respect and making the right choices. Judge Mccree will certainly have a lot of explaining to do, not only to possibly his constituents, but also possibly his wife. But Judge Mccree, as always, you are invited to appear on Let It Rip anytime, and I'm sure our viewers would like to hear your explanation.
Well, what do you think about the judge's sexy text?
Hot dog. Yep, that's me. Yeah, no shooting, no shame in my game.
That was back in April. Judge Wade Mccree bragging about the half-nude photos he was caught sending to a female worker in a sexting scandal. But now a new investigation has uncovered more allegations involving the judge.
Today, just hours after we first brought you this exclusive story, Judge Wade Mccree was placed on administrative leave indefinitely.
He is also now under investigation by the Judicial Tenure Commission. Here's Fox 2's Charlie LaDuff with the story that triggered it all.
Judge, you said you'd give her anything if she aborted the baby. So why'd you call the prosecutor on her? What did she do wrong? Sir, you're a criminal judge. Is what you did criminal? Wait, let's start in the middle of this story. Two people from work hook up? They make a baby. It happens. But in this case, they're not colleagues. She stood in his courtroom as a complaining witness in a child support case against her ex. And he was the judge deciding the case. That's creepy, and it's probably illegal.
Hot dog. Yep, that's me.
You remember Third Circuit Court Judge Wade Mccree, the buff barrister we caught back in April texting nude pics of himself to a female bailiff?
Yeah, no shame in my game.
His performance was so bizarre that the Michigan Supreme Court took the highly unusual step of censuring him for bringing shame to the profession and acting like a total McCreep.
She said she got it from me? Is that through him or she told you?
Through him.
Oh, so it's still hearsay. Oh.
Well, this isn't hearsay. In the middle of the judge's Supreme Court investigation, His Honor met up with her, Janine Lachey Mott, a woman who had dragged her ex-boyfriend into court on felony charges that he was ducking out on his child support.
I met him as a litigant, a complaining witness in his courtroom, and he stayed around after the case was over, and that's when the second half of the flirting started, and we went from there and our relationship picked up. It went from being a summer fling and just something to do to falling in love, promises of marriage, me getting pregnant, us buying a house together, name it.
Things move fast, Janine says. McCree told her his marriage was loveless. Janine showed us hundreds of messages the two exchanged over the months, including this one where McCree asked her to keep the relationship under the covers. McCree: my judicial tenure commission has me nervous. As you might expect, I have to be real careful until this matter's put to rest. You are the complaining witness on a case that is before me. Naturally, if it got out that we were seeing each other before your baby daddy's case closed, everybody could be in deep shit. Why you want to spend time with a man like me remains a mystery. But if you'll have me, then as Bill Withers said, use me up. Smooches. The text came from McCree's phone number. He still has that number, and this is his voicemail.
Judge Mccree'S, Charlie LaDuff. I'm needing to talk to you.
That's them at a Wolverines game. And that's a check he wrote from his dead mother's estate to help her pay for the house. And these are texts between the two, plotting the punishment of Janine's ex, McCree. Okay, the math will be based on his failures since being placed on probation. But if you're right, the threat of jail will loosen his purse strings. Janine: okay, so let's go with what you proposed. Go to jail 150 days, release upon payment of $1,500, or get a tether and bring back within 30 days $2,500 or serve 9 months. Bonus: pay within 30 days, remove tether. Now back to us. What are we going to do after court Thursday? Janine's ex got tossed in the can, but justice was equal here because Janine's ex got a jail bed and Janine got the judge's bed. Listen to what she says they did after court.
The day of, we then go to his chambers as usual, whether I leave out the front door and he lets me up the back, but in chambers all of the time.
What, sex?
Yes, we have sex in his chambers very often.
Like on his desk?
On his desk, in the chair, the couch, you name it.
Fox 2 legal analyst Charlie Langton says this whole court's out of order.
This judge just got a little invitation from the Supreme Court to, hey, be a good judge just a little while ago, and he couldn't do that. Now, if there are charges, and I suspect there will be charges, certainly ethical charges, if not criminal charges, but the Supreme Court may get a second crack at this judge.
That's what the ex says, and he's no lawyer.
Look at this. I mean, it's basically he's basically listening to her to set me up. It's set up. I can't believe this, man. This is my life right here. They played with my life. They played with my life.
Janine says Judge McCree promised to marry her. She even went with him to file the divorce papers. Then she got pregnant, and then she went to the OBGYN. Janine: have you been sleeping with anyone else during our relationship, even oral sex? I'm asking now because they are going to run the test to know if the baby's at risk, and I'd rather hear it from you if I do. McCree: you have been my only partner since we encountered each other. So it was supposed to be happily ever after, until she says McCree got cold feet. According to the text sent from McCree's phone, his wife found out about the baby and wouldn't grant him the divorce unless Janine aborted it. McCree: yeah, let's talk. I want, and does Laverne, this termination. You'll get whatever you want for it. I've been clear on that from the get-go. Whatever you want, you shall have. Janine: oh no, You act like I'm holding this over you. You asked me to get the abortion to help you in your divorce case.
What do you think people think of you when they hear this?
Well, I'm sure the same thing I would think watching the news story, that she knew what she was getting into messing with a married man. And that's pretty much it. She should have never got involved. She should have known he wasn't going to leave, the typical. And that's why it was a fling, something to do for the summer, and it turned into more with his promises. And of course, I believed him with everything his actions. Showed me that he was leaving, he filed for divorce. I mean, there was nothing to say that we weren't moving forward.
Are you going to keep the child?
Yes. I never wanted to have the abortion in the first place.
So why did this woman come to us? Because last week, Judge McCree went to the Wayne County prosecutor, claiming Janine was stalking and extorting him. Judge McCree failed to mention his baby, the house, or the child support case to the investigators. Still, the investigators looked into it and found his complaints baseless.
Hey, Judge, do you have a moment?
No, I do not.
I want to talk to you about Janine Lachey.
Sorry, cannot do it.
Did you have a relationship with her while you had her case in front of you?
All matters are with the prosecutor's office, and I cannot have any conversations with you.
These are your text messages? You don't want to comment on these? Judge, you said you'd give her anything if she aborted the baby, so why'd you call the prosecutor on her? What did she do wrong? Sir, you're a criminal, Judge. Is what you did criminal? Hey, come on, talk to me, Judge. Come on, Judge.
You don't get 3 strikes when you're a judge. You probably get 1. You certainly don't get 2. This guy is probably going to be gone.
And she's pregnant? Wow. What, he's going to be put on child support?
Wayne County Prosecutor's Office also announced today that it will not pursue any criminal investigation against Janine Mott. This story is fueling a big debate on our Facebook page.
Here's what some of our viewers had to say. Patricia Lacey McMinn writes, I just knew when this foolish judge sent pictures of himself to his bailiff that trouble would follow. He needs to resign ASAP. Loretta Wingate says, it sounds like a complete setup. She's on television telling us everything she has done with him. Isn't that the same thing that woman that slept with Chief Godby did? They both were just as wrong as the men. And can someone tell me why both women called Charlie LaDuff? Shaking my head. So what do you think? You can join the discussion on myfoxdetroit.com, the Fox 2 Facebook page, or Twitter.